hanging, just hanging, swinging, just swinging.
And we're back. I was like, are you gonna continue this? I'm gonna let you go.
Nah. Hey guys.
Yeah. So what was I talking? Oh, about
your first game console or something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah, it was a PlayStation 2, and that was the end of my story.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. The first game system, though, I ever played was the Sega Genesis. And I was very little, so I'm not quite sure which one was the first game I actually truly ever played, but I'm pretty sure it was Sonic 2.
Was it?
Yeah.
First game I ever played, so...
That's like not including like any type of educational like
oh, yeah,
K through 12 games.
If we're going by that, mine was Clifford the Big Red Dog on,
Was
on
it?
the computer. Yeah, the daycare I went to had that, like I still remember, I can still like play the like intro scene like a little bit in my head because I just remember it.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so if we're going by that, then I think my first one was probably a PlayStation, like just a PlayStation. Because the babysitter that watched over me...
I don't have enough.
750? She had a PlayStation, and she had the games like, she had Donkey Kong, she had a couple of Mario games, and Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. So that's where I played all those. That's where I got my love for Spyro. I absolutely love Spyro. Yeah, she had a lot of classic games. And so that was kind of my pastime while I was at her house. And then I remember she had a Bug's Life, which even she told me, like, this is a really hard game. Like, I don't think you're gonna get it. And I was like, I'll try it. And I think I was in the same spot for like 30 minutes.
Aww.
Just like trying to figure out what to do. Yeah, I think that's how I got introduced to video games. Or like I was just naturally into it, but I never had access to it until like, you know, went to her house and like actually got to play it.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to find a way to get more snacks.
Which, I mean, at least this time it's not like we have to start from scratch. We
That's
just need
true.
to find like 150 or so?
A
A little bit less than that.
yeah.
124.
Well, I need 750.
I know, you need 124 more.
Oh.
If I did my math right. Are you doing the math in your head?
I'm not even gonna bother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say somewhere around less than 200.
Which is right.
Hey.
You know, for it being like, us being almost like 75% done with this game, there were still a lot of cutscenes left.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Is there like extra stuff?
Well,
like...
we haven't been introduced to Fred. Well, I mean, we saw him earlier, but we haven't like saved him.
Uh-huh. Who have we saved? We saved definitely Shaggy like 500 times already.
Yeah, I don't know if it really counts.
And then we saved Velma.
Yeah, we saved Velma from the Black Knight.
And Daphne
we saved
just...
Daphne from the Green Ghost.
Excuse me.
So down here at the bottom where the Scooby snack is, you can see how many snacks are in that level. So if we kind of like just like peruse around.
Yeah, just kind of going all the way through here. Like...
Yeah, so look, 50 out of 154. So I say we can like head back and just like really just start over in this area and just try to pick up some more snacks.
Sure.
But we'll be talking along the whole way. Because I'm going to go more into, as a kid, I mentioned that I had that Game Boy Advance that I got from Gaddy Town.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I just realized that I would have had enough if I didn't open the Monster Gallery.
Oh, yeah. That cost 150.
Yeah. And I loved it. I actually... Oh, I could have used that to get up, I think.
Yeah,
I
look
still
at that.
got that. But I think a game I played a whole lot on it was, Probably a Scooby-Doo game, to be honest. But a game I loved that I still remember so much today is a Final Fantasy Adventure.
Yeah, you were just telling me about that.
Yeah, I was just telling you about it
a
because
few days ago.
Nintendo announced that it was coming in a collection.
Yeah. Which I guess kind of dates the episode now.
It's okay. By the time this comes out, though, E3 would have already passed because the other episodes would come out still. You can't hide that from me.
Yeah, I'm just excited for the Final Fantasy VII remake, honestly. Like, that I've been waiting for a few years. Because when did it first tease? Like, almost 2 years ago?
Oh, wow.
It was like 2 years ago. Like, I personally thought it was canceled. Like, because...
Oh, no. They
didn't
would
hear
never
anything
do
out.
it.
Just didn't hear anything afterwards. But, yeah, I'm very excited for that one. I didn't get to play the original, but I've always loved Final Fantasy VII. So it went to where...
Is it because of,
It was a
Kingdom Hearts?
PlayStation. No. Oh, like, did I like it because of...
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think I knew Final Fantasy before Kingdom Hearts. I don't even remember how I came across 7 and why I liked it so much. I totally don't remember. But like, the reason why I would, or the way I would know, like, certain stories or certain aspect of certain games is because I would watch walkthroughs of the game.
Oh, yeah?
You know, so I wouldn't be able to play it because I didn't have the means to play the game.
Don't worry, this is normal. It's gonna take us to a few Scooby snacks around the area.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have the means to actually play the game, nor did I know people who had the game itself. So I would just watch playthroughs just to understand the story a bit more. And that's how I would know, like, the fandom behind certain games and all that, because I would just watch walkthroughs. And I guess this was back when, like, you could kind of get away with it a little more. And then just read up on things. Just read up on story, character bios, like, certain things. Watch movies.
So
I
like
watched Advent Children. Like, I watched the Advent Children movie.
Yeah, so you just knew, like, almost everything about the game, but you didn't play it?
Yeah, that was what I lacked. Like, I lacked the experience of playing it.
That's interesting, actually.
Yeah, that was how I did it, because, you know, that was the only way I could do it. Given the kind of person I was. Or I still am, kind of.
Oh, like, didn't want to ask for things.
Didn't want to ask for things, like, didn't really... Just didn't want to ask for things, didn't personally know how, if it was even possible to get, like, certain things like that. Like, back then, I don't think I remember if one could even get a PlayStation 1 back then. So I just watched the walkthroughs of it.
That's interesting.
Also, it was a matter of, like, is the game even around anymore? Like, can you even find the
yeah,
game?
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Because I think, even at the time when I was playing it, I think it was still kind of where it was like, yeah, they're not around too much on shelves anymore. Like, you can't find them too much. Like, I started doing all that probably when I was like 12 or 11, 10. 10 at the youngest.
There we go.
But that's the one I'm very excited for.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great. Like, they did a really good... It's Square Enix, right?
Yes.
Square Enix, yeah. They did an awesome job of showing it off by showing gameplay.
Yeah, I'm very excited of that.
That's like the #1 way to get someone hyped, is to actually show gameplay, not just like rendered cutscenes.
Yeah, I mean, I also like that because, like, I mean, have you ever seen like original gameplay of the original Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, like the little blocky textures.
Blocky textures, no voiceovers. Cutscenes were very like pixelated in a sense.
Yeah. Gosh, we're going back over here, but let's do it.
That game also has like the biggest, like, what I've heard by some and even by like some like video game lists is like it was the biggest. They had a biggest twist in video game history, or it was considered like such a shock.
Oh, what with the ending?
Not the ending. It was a midpoint. I don't want to like say the.
Well, I mean,
spoiler.
yeah, don't. I wouldn't, because if it's coming
Yeah.
out again, people haven't like played it.
Yeah, it's to a new generation.
Yeah.
But like it was considered, I think, like a big shock, like shocking video game moments kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious on like how they're gonna have that, how they're gonna make that go through.
Okay.
So like I'm excited. I think that's gonna look very cool.
It's like having the umbrella now, like, kind of makes this easier.
Yeah.
So I can, like, line up my shot.
Yeah. How many? I haven't been paying attention to how many. Okay, 681.
Yeah. It's not too far off, but
Yeah.
still got some ways to go.
Okay. So you're excited for that collection set? That
Yeah,
trilogy
it's
one,
already
that's your
out.
most-
I just haven't had the means to buy it at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to play because I played Final Fantasy Adventure so much, and it was really my introduction to Final Fantasy, even though it was not at all related to Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like the Final Fantasy, I think that many people associate with now, or like the characters at least.
Yeah. Oh.
I think they're also. I saw an ad not too long ago. I think they're also remastering 8. I think they're also remastering 8. I think I heard. I think I saw that. It was like an ad I saw on a video I was watching. I could be totally wrong, but like, I'm pretty sure I saw something like that.
That's what I need to do. Yeah, but there was like so much announced at E3. Let's see.
So what are you trying to do now?
Trying to get on the platform.
Okay.
It's like all the way out here, because there's snacks to be had. Oh, now it's coming down. It just took a long time for it to come down.
Okay.
It's gone. Oh, it's moving. Oh, it's gonna make it really hard.
Yeah.
So, do you remember some games that you had for the PS2?
Definitely Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Oh.
I don't remember the other ones.
That's all you really remember?
I think that was all we had, because I remember
Really?
my brother asking for you were so close. I remember like, the whole point to get the buying that PS2 at the time was just to play the first and second Kingdom Hearts. Which, even that, I had a lot of good memories on me. I would play it and, like, kind of like what we do right now, of doing, like, commentary on it. Like, I would, like, kind of, like, over-exaggerate certain scenes or certain characters, give characters new certain personas, for humor.
Oh, you and Jordan?
Yeah. And he would get
brother.
he would get a kick out of it. He loved whenever I did that so much.
That's awesome. Well, look at that. You're growing up to do this.
No, I'm just kidding.
You start breaking down.
I'm like, yeah. Starts like crying.
Yeah, see, now it's not moving. Might be easier to land on. Now.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Whee!
Oh,
Nice.
thank goodness.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Well.
Well. It wasn't a whole lot, but I am definitely much closer than I
You
was.
just need 750, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm still not too far off.
We're almost there.
Yeah. I want to try to get there and then open it by the end of this episode.
Actually, maybe by the end of the next episode?
I don't know. I think we can go another, like, 2 minutes.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we're back here, and it's like, not that exciting. I don't want to have that many episodes of this level.
Alright.
No one likes this level. Let's see. In the PS2, I actually had a good amount of games, but it didn't happen for a while. When I bought the PS2, it came bundled actually with 2 different games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was bundled with SSX,
Okay.
which I've played with you before, right?
Mm,
Snowboarding.
yeah. I've seen you play it. I haven't played. Well, maybe I have played. I probably played it.
Have.
Yeah, I think you let me try it out.
And I played that a bunch.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I played Crazy Taxi. That was also.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
That was like your favorite game at the time, right?
Yeah.
Or
Because it was like, really, thinking about it, it was my first 3D open world type game.
yeah. Yeah,
And,
I remember I loved 3D games so much when I was younger. Like, I would try to find, like, online computer games and just play 3D games just because I thought they were so cool.
Any ones in particular?
Oh, just computer games, like Nickelodeon games.
Oh.
I was mostly into, like, the ones that were 3D, like...
Do you remember like those old Disney Channel games?
Uh-huh.
They used to be on the website.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Cartoon Network ones.
The Cartoon Network ones I loved a lot. There was one, I totally forgot what it was called, but it was like you play as like a lot of the... You're in a world of like a lot of... that has a lot of characters from like the 90s. Like you had some characters from Cow and Chicken, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed and Eddie. A lot of classic ones. Like a lot of classic ones. You lived in like this... It was like this almost open world, but it was like 2D. And I don't know, you were like trying to like solve a mystery or something. I totally forgot what it was. It was a very hard game, I remember. But the more I played it whenever I got older...
That sounds very familiar.
Right? Like, you kind of... I totally forgot what it was called, but it was like just this world where like... You played as something. Or someone. I don't remember if you get to choose your character. But yeah. I remember that being a favorite game. Courage the Cowardly Dog, there was one game off Courage the Cowardly Dog that to me, like, always made me, like, uneasy. Because it was kind of like a dark mystery kind of game.
Do you remember anything about it?
But you played as Courage and, like, you were trying to, like, solve a mystery or, like, try to get something out of your house or whatever. Like, gotta find a monster or something.
Okay, but to be fair, like, Courage itself was, like, a very, like, weird show.
Yeah, but I loved it when I was little.
I mean, so did I.
I loved it a lot.
Like, growing up and, like, when I started, like, watching it again, some episodes were, like, very artistic.
Very autistic, very, like... I was very shocked when I found out, like, years later, when I was older, that a lot of kids, and even, like, some, like, critics or so, have deemed, like, the Scarecrow episode as, like, the scariest thing in the world or something, or, like, the scariest episode of it.
Which one?
The Scarecrow... Oh, not the Scarecrow episode. I thought it was a Scarecrow when I was little.
You're talking about King Ramsay?
Yeah, King Ramsay. Everyone, like, said, like, yeah, that was, like, the creepiest thing ever. I'm like, I thought it was the coolest thing ever when I was a kid. Like,
yeah, well, I think the fear really comes in the sudden change of medium.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but that was, like, the...
That's why, like, as a kid, there's one scene where Courage is, like, opening a door. I'm not joking. He's, like, opening a door in, like, this hallway, and it's, like, a girl playing a violin, but she's, like, in claymation.
Yeah.
And then she turns around and she's like, bleh! And,
Yeah.
I think that freaked me out as a kid, but only because, like, you know, the change in animation was, like, so sudden.
I think the first time I noticed where it was just like, huh, that is kind of weird, when Courage had that nightmare, and then, like, it's just, like...
Oh, the You're Not Perfect?
Yeah, it's just, like, this weird, like, fluid moving clay thing or whatever, and he's just looking at the screen like, you're not perfect.
Yeah, that's
and you just hear him, like, ah! just screaming, and then Eustace, like, beats him with a bat or something.
Classic comedy.
He's just, like, I don't know, hits him with a bat or something.
By the way, Jackie. Check that out.
Yay!
Yeah.
Alright, we'll get to it on the next episode.
Yeah, I guess so. And
Do you remember what level you have to go to?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll be there.
Alright, we'll be prepared. There we go. All right,
Later,
guys.
guys.
Bye.